Sorry I'm late. Was talking with a friend. I got baseball at the top of the hour and at the top of the second hour and the token female at the bottom of the second hour. Phew. Now that that's out of the way, let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Whoops. Okay. We're off to a flying start this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the tripped out Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Man, we got a lot to get to in the next 120 minutes, including a preview of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, as well as the Campbell Conference and Wales Conference Finals in the NHL. The fans in Indiana are rude toward the Indiana Fever. More on that later. I got Alison Moran joining me at the bottom of hour 2. Jason DeCanio will come at us from the stretch at the top of hour 2. And man, I want to thank y'all for being with me and sticking with me with everything that is going on. I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while, and I'm going to do this scoreboard style. This is the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. Now let's see. It was the Padres over the Braves, final 6-5. Blue Jays triple the White Sox 9-3. It was the Cleveland Guardians over the New York Mets, that final 3-1. Atlanta split the doubleheader by taking game 1 3-0. Miami over Milwaukee 3-2. The Nationals 4 times the Twins 12-3. It was the Red Sox shutting out Tampa Bay 5-0. Seattle over the Yankees 5-4. The Royals, yes, the Royals, those Royals, the Kansas City Royals. And that organization was very, very gracious to me, and I thank them for that. They beat the Detroit Tigers. That final was, I want to look at this right, 8-3. I think it would help if I put on my glasses. Let's do that. 8-3 was the final. It was the Cardinals over Baltimore 6-3. Angels over the Astros 9-7. Dodgers over the D-backs by a final of 6-4. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs last night, the Edmonton Oilers, yes, those Edmonton Oilers beat the Vancouver Canucks 3-2 in Game 7. So Vancouver loses another Game 7 at home in General Motors Place. Good for them. Now they'll be in a forever rebuilding mode. I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud? Yes, I did. And I meant every word of it. We'll get into all of that for the Campbell Conference Final as they face the Dallas Stars. The Wales Conference Final also set. The Florida Panthers will take on the... Who are they playing? They take on the New York Rangers. I'm sorry, Wise. I didn't mean it like that. But both of those series are going to be absolutely fantastic. That's the quickest version of the whip around you'll ever have, and it's presented by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. Now that we're caught up, a bit of a break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk some hockey. Yes, hockey. The Campbell Conference Final is set. It's the Edmonton Oilers against the Dallas Stars. And I will tell you who I am picking for that series, as well as the Wales Conference Final as well. Hockey Chat is next after the break.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus, smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, aka Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got CarShield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave CarShield a call. Coverage was very affordable and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic, they called CarShield and saved my family on $2,400.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give CarShield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
CarShield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
Yeah, we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department, helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Valborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE. Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast.
So Snowman's been asked, who's the face of the NBA? The face of the NBA has been residing in the Bay since he got here. And his name is Wardell Stephen Curry, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Take that.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
How about it? 21 after the hour, and I believe I have a droid in tow with me. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
All right, let's get into this. The conference finals are set. The Campbell Conference Final features the Stars and the Oilers, and the Wales Conference Final features the Panthers and the Rangers. We had a chance to talk while I was driving to pick up my daughter this morning. You're right. I don't want the Panthers to sweep, but I want them to kick the Rangers' ass. Is that wrong of me?
It's not wrong of you. I would just probably say Panthers in 5. Because the Rangers are really good at the Garden. The Panthers are really good at home. The Rangers are probably going to take one either at Emirates Bank Arena or going to take one in MSG.
Would it be safe to say for this series that the first road team to score a win would win the series?
Not really, because both teams are really good on the road. I think it's whoever wins at home first.
Yeah. Where have we seen that before? So it's the Panthers so it's the Panthers and Rangers. Droid has the Panthers in 5. I originally said 4, but I want them to win it. I want the Panthers to win at home. So I'm taking them in 6 because you just don't keep a team like the Rangers down like that unless you really forecheck like crazy the way they did against the Bruins in the last series. So with that out of the way, the series of the playoffs will commence starting tomorrow with the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars.
Actually, no. Tomorrow is Panthers Rangers. The
Panthers Rangers
Edmonton
start tomorrow.
Oilers Dallas Stars series does not start until Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. That's the series of the playoffs. The Oilers and the Dallas Stars. I really don't care who wins that series. Although I picked the Oilers. I just want one hell of a series. And I think this is going to shape up to be just that.
Honestly, I think whoever comes out of the series is going to be too tired to take care of a team from the East. So I see an East team winning this year.
I don't. Whoever wins the Campbell Conference will win the cup.
You know what? And I hope my Panthers prove you just wrong.
Whoever wins the Campbell, I believe whoever wins the Campbell Conference will win the cup. Now, we just have to wonder if it's going to be in Alberta or if it's going to be in Texas.
Here's my question. Do you really think Connor McDavid is going to win with the Edmonton Oilers?
Yes. Because
you got to look at the current depth of the Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't got much of that. They just mainly got Zach Hyman, Connor McDavid, and Leon Draisaitl running their forwards, and they got Ethan Bear and whoever running that D. And then you got Stuart Two-Tone Skinner running the pipes.
And
the reason I call him two-tone is because he's basically bipolar. He's either good or he's bad.
Sounds like a lot of teams I know, but they weren't supposed to beat the Canucks either. That's why I'm pulling for them. They weren't supposed to beat the Canucks.
Well, you also have to consider the fact that the Canucks were without their star goaltender, Thatcher Demko.
And play the hand you've been dealt.
And the Panthers did just that, but you got to realize this is Rick Tocchet's, I think, first year in Vancouver.
Play the hand you dealt. I got the Oilers winning in 7.
I got the Dallas Stars winning in 6.
It's going to be a tiring series either way. It's going to be a tiring series either way. How's it feel to be
like me and Victor are on the same boat, though.
Okay. Victor, you're going to owe me some pizza. No, I'm kidding. How's it feel to be graduated and done with classes?
Oh, it's good. It feels so good. It means I can actually do the show for once. Doesn't matter how scuffed I show up in. It's just as long as I show up.
Exactly. So we're differing in the Campbell Conference Final. He's picking the Stars. I'm picking the Oilers. We're the same when it comes to the Panthers. What do you think gives the Panthers the advantage in the East Final?
I think mainly it's that defense. I do like the Rangers defense. It's been pretty solid all year. I just think the Rangers are a bit too giddy. They're just like, all right, we mollywhopped the first 2 teams they played. This is going to be easy, right? No, it's not. You're playing the Florida Panthers, who have the best defensive core in the league, have been the best defensive team all year long, and don't even look to let up now.
I talked about this with the big dog while I was out this morning. You know how they kept the Bruins in check? They kept them in the neutral zone the entire series.
And that's a big part, is you got to keep them. You can't let them get too much offensive zone time. And when you look at the average offensive zone time from both the Panthers Lightning series and the Panthers Bruins series, you'll see the Panthers have the advantage the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, oh, the Panthers, they want the Panthers to win. They got the refs on their side. I'm like, that's not a problem of the refs. I mean, if you look at the Lightning Panthers series, the Lightning had more power plays than the Panthers.
They did. 2-1.
And the Bruins, the only reason they got more penalties is because their team is a lot more undisciplined.
Where have we seen that before? Last year, maybe.
Tell me about it.
Last year, maybe. I mean, I'll go back to it. They should have won. The Bruins should have won that series in 5 games.
They should have. They were a Brad Marchand breakaway from ending in 5, but he whiffed it. Ekblad got it out of the way, and
the rest is history.
The rest is history. I think I do want to give props to Jeremy Swayman. I wasn't able to give props to him when they were eliminated, but I do want to give massive props to Jeremy Swayman, man. He is a future Vezina Trophy winner. And definitely I see him as a future Stanley Cup winner too.
Is he really going to win a cup in Boston?
He's not going to win a cup in Boston, no.
That's all I need to know.
I think
he's going to wind up going
the most likely situation to happen, he gets his contract runs out. He chooses to go to free agency, and he gets signed by a West team. I'm thinking somebody like the Los Angeles Kings.
Hell no. They'd mistreat him. Hell no.
You cannot say they mistreat him when the LA Kings won 2 cups with Johnny Quick. Come on, man.
That's Jonathan Quick. That's different. They're going to mistreat. You know what? I'm going to sound like a complete homer, and this is one of the few points where I don't care. He comes home to Chicago.
You know what? I would not be against that. I would not be against that.
The Blackhawks desperately need a netminder like Swayman.
I mean, Soderstrom wasn't that bad for y'all.
Yeah,
he just wasn't good enough.
Okay. I liken this to the cup run difference between 2010 and 2013. Yeah, they won the cup with Antti Niemi, but then Corey Crawford showed up.
Yeah, but Corey Crawford is Corey Crawford. He's one of the greatest goaltenders to ever touch our game.
Well, yeah, you have that. But
and the thing is, credit to Antti Niemi. He stayed in the league for so long.
Yeah.
And still only won 1 cup. Mm-hmm. And then y'all also gave Marian Hossa his first cup after he was a journeyman for about, 10 years?
10, 11 years, yeah. 10 or 11 years, and then Hossa gets a cup. I think Hossa won 2 of them.
I think he won both in Chicago.
He won both his cups in Chicago, 13 and 15.
Fun fact, my first NHL game I ever got was NHL 12.
Nice.
And then my first Xbox One version of that was NHL 16 with the good old Jonathan Toews on the cover.
Jonathan Toews.
And I'm going to be honest, NHL 16 is one of the greatest NHL games out there.
To the Fanatics feedback zone, Ryan McCarthy says these 2 series are like trying to choose between filet mignon and lobster. Guess what? You can have both.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're going to have both. We're going to have
honestly, no matter who comes out of these West and East Conference Finals, you're going to have a historic Cup final.
Oh yeah, I believe it. New Jersey Devils legend Corey Crawford. No, that's Chicago Blackhawks legend Corey Crawford because that's where he won his 2 cups.
Just because he played, that's like saying, oh yeah, what's his name? Devils legend. Vitek Vanacek. He won a cup in Washington. He did not win a cup in New Jersey. So
same with Brett Hall, St. Louis Blues legend for many years. And yeah, I know you were being cheeky, Ryan. Blues legend for many years. Where did he win this cup? In Dallas.
Braden Holtby. Where did he win this cup? In Washington. Where did he go? He went to Dallas.
Figure that out. Who's the most likely team of the 4 that remain that would win the cup? Who do you think of the 4 remaining teams that would win the cup?
Dallas. This is without bias. Without bias, I say Dallas.
I'll say with or without bias. Florida. I'm saying it with or without bias. Something screwy is going to happen in that West final that will tilt the scales in the Oilers' favor. Now, I'm putting this caveat out there. I'm probably going to be totally wrong.
I feel like what situation you're looking at here is Dallas goes up 3-2, and then Dallas blows the last 2 games.
Haven't we seen that before? Boston. Haven't we seen that before?
Mm-hmm. Geez, even when Shane's off, he's still giving flack.
Oh, he's going to hear this, and he's going to yell at me. I know he's going to yell at me. And I'm probably deserving of it because we're giving them flack anyway. But it's the Bruins. When can we not give them flack?
When they don't lose a first round series to the Montreal Canadiens.
And well, it's like you said, beat the Panthers in the playoffs, then you can talk. And right now, he can't. He can't talk.
I think I want to look to the, how the draft lottery, happened. The Sharks got the first pick. Blackhawks got the second pick.
Yeah.
I think that is the first draft lottery we had in a while where the picks actually went in order of the final standings.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
It's unbelievable because you think, the NHL would prevent tanking. But then this year they're like, oh, yeah, you can tank. It's fine. We'll give you the first pick.
So who would the Sharks select and who would the Blackhawks select?
Well, I think the Sharks selection would be pretty damn obvious. It's Macklin Celebrini from Boston U.
Mm-hmm.
He
How about
is
the Blackhawks? Who do you
the
think they'd
number
pick?
one. Well, I think Chicago needs to take either a goaltender if they don't sign one in free agency, or they need to take a defenseman. They need a young defenseman in their lineup.
And the choice for the Hawks would be?
There's a lot, dude, but I haven't really looked at the draft rankings, so let me take a look at that. Live research.
Live research going on, folks. There was a name mentioned, and it escapes me right now. Forgive me, I'm old. But there was I can't think. You know what? I'll do the research myself. Here we go. I can't think of the name.
So shout out tankathon.com giving us the 2024 draft prospect rankings. The highest defenseman on this list is Artyom Leshunov from Michigan State, right defenseman.
And he's big too, 6'2", 208. You got Caden Lindstrom out of Medicine Hat, 6'3", 210.
Medicine Hat, that is, I think, OHL? I'm not sure.
WHL.
WHL. And then the second highest defenseman is from Denver University, who I believe just won the Frozen National Championship in hockey, making them hold just as many national championships in hockey as Michigan.
There you go.
Zeev, I don't even know how to say that. Buyum? I don't know.
I'm not even going to try it.
And then the third best defenseman on the draft board is Zane Parik from Saginaw.
I think it'd be
so they have to pick a defenseman. They have to pick one of those three. But I'd say go with the big Belarusian defenseman.
Yeah, I'm thinking Leshinov would be the Hawks pick.
I'd say your top three is probably going to be Celebrini, Levshinov, and then Ivan Demidov would be probably your third pick.
Where would Taj Iginla go? Center from Kelowna, I think that's right, from the WHL.
I think that's Jerome Iginla's son.
Yeah, it is.
I think, call me crazy, Calgary trades up for him to get another Iginla.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised one bit if that
They're going to pull like Kansas City Chiefs, trade with their rivals just so they can get up.
I love talking hockey. And for those who don't think I can, I just did. Take a break. When you all get back, I will tell you who will have the two top records in the NFL. We got a preview of the NBA Conference Finals coming your way. And then we'll go from the stretch with Jason DeCanio at the top of hour 2. Droid and I will be back in a moment.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. They called Car Shield and saved my family and I $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give Car Shield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
Car Shield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE. Are you in a life-holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
So Snowman's been asked, who's the face of the NBA? The face of the NBA has been residing in the Bay since he got here. And his name is Wardell Stephen Curry, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Take that.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
right, we're approaching the top of the second hour. Jason DeCanio will join us as we will go from the stretch. And then at the bottom of hour 2, Alison Moran will join us for the premiere edition, at least on this show, of The Token Female. My good friend from Chicago will join us. All right. We're going to go over a couple schedules of the 2 best teams in the NFL. Now, I made a prediction with my wife in tow over the weekend. When she asked me, who are the 2 best teams in the NFL? I said, baby, they just played in the Super Bowl. And she says, all right. So you got a vote of confidence from her, man.
There you go. I'll take that any day of the week.
So here's how I think, and I know I'm going to get yelled at for this, but I don't care. The Chiefs will run through the season. The Niners will lose only once to Kansas City. Everybody else is playing for 3rd place and beyond. That's how I look at it.
Okay. I mean, you're basically gonna run through your first week because you got the Jets on Monday Night Football, September 9th. And my team will kick off the NFL season on Thursday, September 5th, facing the Ravens in Arrowhead.
In Arrowhead Stadium, the banner will be raised, another one, and Mitch Holthus will be on the radio call, and y'all are going to do to the Ravens again what you did to them in Baltimore. You're going to shut them down. I don't trust the Ravens to win the North Division. I should, but I don't. Well,
They're probably the best chance because you got the Bengals and Browns in the same division. So
let me take that back. The Ravens would be the only team in that division with a winning record.
Oh yeah, because you got the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers, who all suck. SUCK suck.
Mm-hmm. The only team in that division that could somewhat be competitive would be Cincinnati, and that's only because of Joe Burrow. But you have to wonder how healthy Joe Burrow is going to be. So you open with the Ravens and the Bengals. Those would be 2 blowouts. Then you go to Atlanta and you kick them in the ass. Then you go to San Diego, you kick them in the ass. Then you bring the Saints into Arrowhead, and we know what's going to happen then. Then you get a bye week, and then you see us at Levi Stadium, which is going to wind up 59-56 Kansas City, because there's going to be 1,500 yards of offense in that game.
And the thing is, that's a 3:20 game, so that's going to be a good game to call.
That's a 3:20 game. You know, it'd be fun if, well, we're going to wind up doing that game, so it's going to be fun anyway. We should drag Shane in just for the hell of it. We should drag the Dawg in for the hell of it.
Oh, this schedule is so weak. This is a lot. I thought the schedule would be a lot harder. I mean, you know what? How about this, NFL? How about this? I would like to trade our Week 9 game against the Buccaneers for a game against the Lions.
You know what? That wouldn't be a bad trade. And the Lions would have to come to y'all at Arrowhead Stadium because
for Monday Night Football.
I wish Week 7 would. No, I don't. I would say I'd love Week 7 to be a Monday night game, but given my daughter's schedule right now, I can't wish for it as bad as I want to. So that's actually October 20th. That's going to be the highest scoring game of the year. And I dare say the first of 2 with us. Then you go to Las Vegas and you kick them in the ass. You got to face Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Who wrote this?
I don't know, but I'm looking at that Week 12 matchup and I'm laughing.
Why do y'all have to play Carolina?
Just rub it in the wound a bit, you know? Maybe start our backup.
That would be so funny. And you still hang at least 30 on Carolina.
I think that's probably what Andy Reid's looking at the schedule right now. He's like, all right, we're facing Bryce Young, and that's pretty much it.
Week 10, Denver comes to Arrowhead, and you're only going to play your starters the first half of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Week 11 is going to be a full. The only 2 games that are going to be full games that I see so far are Week 7 in Santa Clara and week 11 at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park?
No, we're going to run through the Bills. I think the second closest game is probably going to be against the Texans.
Yeah, that could be a playoff preview. That could be a playoff preview.
The 12 p.m. game on the 21st of December, about 4 days before we go play the Steelers in Pittsburgh. So we only get a 4-day break between those games.
But you're gonna win them both by blowouts.
And I did find something out about the Chiefs-Steelers game.
And that is?
If you live in the local broadcasting area for the Kansas City Chiefs, you can still watch the game on your local sports network.
Nice.
You do not need a Netflix subscription.
That's right, because two of the Christmas games are going to be on Netflix.
All of the Christmas games, because there is only 2.
Oh, okay. I'm glad there's only 2.
But the thing is, one of the third greatest games of the season is going to be on there. Texans-Ravens.
I'll listen to my buddies in Baltimore call that game.
All right, let's take a look at.
Okay, you got week 14. You see San Diego. Then you have to go to Cleveland on the 15th. What?
It's an interesting schedule. I'll say that.
Why are they giving y'all so many dog games?
They want to guarantee a Chiefs playoff appearance, I guess.
Because you're not going to have a problem with the Cleveland Browns. None.
But I think what the NFL scheduling team is hoping for is Chiefs get a lot of injuries.
That's not going to happen.
Because you can injure Mahomes, but that doesn't mean Mahomes won't play.
Man, you can't injure Mahomes. Don't you know Mahomes is bionic, man?
He's played on I think he's played on a broken ankle.
Yep. He a severely sprained ankle. I know that. He's playing on a severely sprained ankle. And my wife is sending me stuff that I can use for my new office. She's always thinking ahead.
Week 16, we play the Texans in Arrowhead.
That's a noon.
September 21st, 2024. And then 4 days later.
I'm willing to bet you that gets flexed. The game against Houston. I'm willing to bet you that gets flexed.
And then 4 days later.
Actually, it's a Saturday, so I don't think they'll flex that.
Nope. And then 4 days later, not 4 days later, we have to go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers for a Christmas game.
This will be the Steelers' first losing season under Mike Tomlin, and it'll be the last one because they'll boot his ass. And then
the final game of the season is against.
You get to beat up Bo Nix and the Broncos.
Yeah, because why would they start Zach Wilson?
No comment. Meanwhile, for us, we get to beat up Aaron Rodgers to start with on a Monday night. 6 days later, we get to beat the hell out of J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota. Then we got to contend with Matthew Stafford. We'll beat him by 30. And then me and Shane are going to do this one, week 4, against the Patriots in Santa Clara.
So Drake May versus Brock Purdy.
Do I have to tell you how that's going to end?
I'm actually going to tell it for you. I'm going to say 75-10 49ers.
I don't think the Patriots will even get 10. I'd love for them to hang up 70. But I don't want the 49ers to suffer they won't suffer the fate of the Dolphins if they score 70. They'll just score 70 the next week because we have to host Arizona and call a Booty Murray. Good grief. And then 4 days after that, we go to Seattle, beat the hell out of them. Then, of course, the track meet with Kansas City. And then week 8.
You're definitely going to force Vic to call that with you.
Damn straight. That's a Sunday night game where we get to beat the hell out of the Cowboys. Again.
What is it with the scheduling and being like, oh yeah, let's give the two best teams the worst NFC South team, like 49ers Buccaneers the week after.
Yes.
I'm looking at the we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm looking at December 1st and I'm smiling. Sunday, November 17th, y'all take the Seahawks to Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara and you beat the hell out of them.
And beat the hell out of them. Then we go beat up some cheeseheads after Thanksgiving. Beat the hell out of them. I should worry about this game in Buffalo, but I'm not, because Josh Allen has no one to throw to. Josh Allen has no one to throw to. And then 7 days after that, we get to beat the hell out of Caleb Williams. And I know every Bear fan looking at me saying, that's not fair. You can't say that about Caleb Williams. Oh, I can, huh? Oh, I can, huh? You mean I can't say this? Caleb Williams, you suck. You're not a good quarterback. You never will be a good quarterback. And you got drafted by the Chicago Bears. Does that tell you anything? Now beat it. Then we get the game that will clinch the NFC West on December 12th against the Los Angeles Rams, which could wind up being another walk-off win because the Rams are going to come to play. The Rams are going to be, well, let me say this. The Rams will be competitive in Los Angeles. They won't be competitive in Santa Clara because it's a short week and it's not the first one that we have. And we're going to drop them with a stone cold stunner. Week 16, we go to Miami and beat the hell out of Tua.
If Tua is even conscious by then.
Why do people, I got to ask you this, Droid. Why do people even still believe in Tua Tagovailoa? I just need to know that. Why?
Well, just as Cowboy Delulu syndrome exists, you got Miami Dolphin Delulu syndrome that exists. But I call it Tua syndrome. You get hit in the head so many times, you keep believing in a quarterback that's got hit in the head so many times.
Because Tua's got nothing to offer for the Dolphins. And I saw a report that Tua rejected an offer because you're going to laugh at this, and I'm already prepared. Tua rejected an offer from the Dolphins because he wants to be paid, quote, Patrick Mahomes money.
Keep dreaming, buddy. Keep dreaming. Holy.
I wish I was making that up.
He can keep dreaming all he wants. He's not getting Patrick Mahomes money.
Is he even worth the contract he's on now?
No.
Is he even worth it?
No.
Because he got smacked in the head so many times during that one season 2 years ago. And he didn't walk away with his life. That's what worries me the most.
I don't think he's worth the money he thinks he's worth.
Then why do people even think that he's worth it now? That's my question.
Dolphin Delulu syndrome.
There's only one Patrick Mahomes, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. He's worth every dime that he's being paid by the Chiefs organization. Come on, 3 Super Bowls in 4 years? Come on now. Stop it. Then we get the Lions in an NFC Championship rematch, and this time it won't even be close. They won't even have I don't think the Lions will even have a chance to get out to a 24-7 lead. because we're going to get out to a 24-7 lead and then blow them to smithereens. And then finally, we finish up with the Arizona Cardinals. What? Mm-hmm. We finished. I'm beginning to believe your theory. I'm beginning to believe your theory that they want to see a playoff appearance from both the Chiefs and the 49ers and have them both make their way to New Orleans. So they give us a schedule out of this world, which ain't going to be much. I actually believe that now. Well, that's how I'm looking at it. How do y'all look at it? To the Fanatics feedback zone very quickly. Good morning and happy Tuesday, says Sick Diggy, our friend from Norway. The ego and sense of entitlement. Well, to be the champs, you have to unseat the champs. And right now, in terms of the AFC and NFC, the Chiefs and the 49ers are the champs. And until something changes, it'll be the second of 3 in the Super Bowl with these two teams.
Oh, Lord. I just looked at the Bills schedule.
Let's talk about it. What you got?
Week 1, they play the Arizona snoring Cardinals.
Is that in Rich Stadium in Orchard Park?
That is in Buffalo.
Snore. 35-6.
Yes, 74.7% chance of winning for the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills head down to Miami in the middle of September to play the Dolphins. And then they bring the Jaguars into Buffalo to play them. That's going to be an easy win. But later on in the schedule is where it gets insane. They have back-to-back weeks where they play tough teams. They play the Ravens on Sunday Night Football, and then they play the Texans. And by the way, both of these are away games. They play the Bills the Bills play the Ravens in Baltimore. Then the week after, the Bills play the Texans in Houston.
Gulp. Sean McDermott, you fired.
Jets, they sweep through the Jets. Maybe they take a disappointing loss to the Titans.
Nah, I don't see that. Nah, not a chance.
Then they head to Seattle to face the Seahawks.
They'll beat them.
And then from week 9 to week 12 is a gauntlet.
Week 9?
To week 13, actually, because they have a bye week between their Chiefs matchup.
Okay.
Dolphins, Bills in Buffalo. Bills, Colts in Indianapolis.
And Indianapolis is going to put a foot in their ass.
Chiefs, Bills in Buffalo, and 49er Bills in Buffalo.
What's the first one? Dolphins?
Dolphins, Bills.
That'll be the only one they win. Because it's Tua.
And then you got Josh Allen versus Anthony Richardson.
And AR5 is going to put a foot in their ass. I may go to that game. I may take the wife and say, can I have a couple press passes? I might wind up. If I don't go, I'll do that one live. And I'll have Jody join me.
Week 11 at 3:25, they play the Chiefs in Buffalo. And then on Sunday Night Football, September 1st, 2024, they play the 49ers in Buffalo.
45-10 Niners. And
the Bills will then go to LA and play the Rams.
Mm-hmm. The Rams will beat them.
And then they will go to Detroit and play the Lions.
Oh dear.
And then they finally finish out their gauntlet of a schedule with some easy games against the Patriots and Jets.
I feel sorry for the Bills, but then I don't. I should feel sorry for the Jets, but then I don't. All right,
according to NFL.com, the Steelers have the hardest schedule.
Since when? Who the hell told this lie?
Let's see. They play the Broncos, then the Chargers, then the Colts. then the Cowboys, then the Raiders.
They're gonna beat the daylights out of the Cowboys. Matter of fact, I will say that before we go to break, I will say this right now: the Cowboys will miss the playoffs. I said it.
I think the main part about how hard the schedule is because the last 4 weeks.
The Cowboys will miss the playoffs.
Steelers, Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, Chiefs, Steelers, Bengals, Steelers.
The Cowboys will miss the playoffs, and so will the Pittsburgh Steelers. Matter of fact, both teams will wind up with a losing record. We'll talk more about that later. A break, and when we come back, we're going to go from the stretch with Jason DeCanio. Second hour of Snowman in the Morning begins after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I don't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic, they called Car Shield and saved my family and I $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give Car Shield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
Car Shield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Time to go from the stretch as we begin hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning. Don't forget, you can pick up the podcast. The new version is now live everywhere you can pick up your podcast, in particular YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Now it's time to do something haven't done in a while. But before we do, Wednesday, I'll make my Major League Baseball debut as the Angels battle the Astros in Houston. That's a 2:10 first pitch Eastern time. I'll be up at 1:45 with the pregame show. Speaking of baseball, let's go from the stretch. Here is Jason DeCanio, and he joins us right now. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for having me back on your program. It's been a while, and just enjoying this month of May. A little time off before we relaunch some new things in June and September.
Oh man, can't wait.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
go. Let's do it. Let's go from the stretch. And the first team I want to highlight, the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, my team. Let's go.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, a surprise team indeed at 30-19. Only 1.5 games back of the Guardians. the shocking Guardians, that is, who destroyed my Mets last night. The Mets didn't even show up. Okay, we lose 3-1. And Lindor is like, hey, man, I'm back home. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. You got booed.
I mean, to be honest, Jason. To be honest, Jason, since the first game against the Brewers, I mean, the Mets really haven't shown up, have they?
Only time they showed up was that 12-3 stretch. And since then, it's just been losing by a run, getting shut out, blowing leads.
Miami.
Yes, Miami. And don't forget, sooner or later, we will be losing probably to the White Sox and probably to the Athletics.
Come on, give yourself some respect there.
I can't give respect to a team that's 5 games under 500, and we're not even in June yet.
And there's no pitching. And there's no pitching.
No,
on that Mets roster. Jason, you and I have talked about this so many times before in the last 2 years. What's the first thing that a team needs to build on, which is what my White Sox are finally getting the point of? Pitching.
Good rotation.
You got to get some arms, man.
Yeah, exactly. And when you don't have Senga in the lineup and he's still rehabbing, you know, he was supposed to be our opening day man. And what happens? Once again, we fall to the injury. We fall to the 60-day IL. The IL.
Yeah, L being the main letter of that.
Yeah,
when you lose your supposed ace.
That's it. And you can't recuperate because the other guys, they're okay, but they're not even breaking 90 on it. You know, Manaya's not even throwing a 95. His best pitch is maybe 89, 90, and that's about it. He's maybe. The guy that should be up there right now, who should be on the starting rotation, is Reed Garrett. Guy's 5-0 already. 5-0.
You're talking about. First of all, we're talking about the Mets, these ancient Mets of '86.
No, exactly.
That had Ron Darling, Doc Gooden, El Cid, Sid Fernandez,
Ojeda,
Bobby Ojeda, David Cone.
Yep.
You had how did Chris Berman put it? You had Rick See You Later Aguilera as their closer. Come on, these are different times, and I'll say it again. You got to start with your pitching.
Yep.
The White Sox are finally getting the message, and they're basing their staff around Garrett Crochet, which is a hell of a move after they traded away Lucas Giolito at the tail end of the trading deadline. Dylan Cease was gone during the offseason. Now you get this hard-throwing left-hander who has a wipeout slider, and they're building around them. And then there's a fellow by the name of Zach Remillard who can play the hell out of second base. And they're building around them. I got to ask you this, and I've asked you this before off camera. Now I get to ask you this on camera. Will the Mets ever get this right?
I don't think so. They could go out there and spend all the money in the world. And the problem is that the only guy that actually, I think, even showed up for 8 innings plus was Quintana, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the only guy right now who actually went longer than 6 innings.
Right.
Because he says, I feel good, leave it up to me. And Mendoza, the rookie manager, says, go out there and pitch. And he pitched beautifully. Beautifully. 8 innings plus. I think we wound up winning that game.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you that these guys, they really want to push themselves. They can go 7, 8, 9 innings or a complete game, God willing. But I mean, come on, they're in the training room all the time, every day, exercising, building up muscle, getting that arm in there. Well, what happens? Man, they're already fatiguing by the 4th inning. What happened to the pitchers of 30, 40 years ago? You will never see that again.
And they didn't even stretch that much. They knew going in they were a starting pitcher. Doc Gooden, Nolan Ryan, Steve Carlton, Mark Burley, Jose Contreras. They knew they were starting pitchers, and they knew they were going to get a workout. Yep. That's why you don't have the power pitchers of today like you did of yesteryear, because they don't know if they're going to pitch more than 5 innings. And here's what I truly hate about sabermetrics and analytics coming into baseball. You have this pitcher position called opener now, where he only pitches 1, maybe 2 innings. And no, and Sick just said it best in the comments. They have the muscles, but not the stamina.
Stamina, that's right.
It was reversed years ago. And let me throw something Droy's way. There's a fellow by the name of Brett Saberhagen, ring a bell. Youngest World Series MVP in history, and all he did in '85 was toss a complete game.
That's right.
In a clincher.
I mean, to be honest, you got to give a lot of credit to that still. Doesn't really matter.
Here's a pitcher that would toss a complete game in a blink, did it in a clincher, in fact, is the only one to pitch 10 innings in a World Series clincher. Does the name Jack Morris ring a bell?
Oh.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him pitch was against my White Sox when all he did was in a television broadcast toss a no-hitter.
Yeah.
That's what made me
he was just casual with it,
The worst part of the whole thing is that these guys are not batting anymore. The pitchers are not batting. The DH went to the National League. It gives these guys a break to go up there and do one thing and one thing only: pitch. And if you can't even get through that, I don't know what else you could give these guys. You want to give them a muffin and coffee or something up there? A little bit of a side table, little powder on the fanny or something. I don't know.
Are we ever going to see? Are we ever going to see a 20-game winner or B a 300-game winner when it comes to pitching? I don't think we'll see either of those again.
No, we won't see the likes of that since R.A. Dickey with his knuckleball, with his ball.
I think that's really what, again, with pitching, I think that's really what revived the Royals. They have decent pitchers. Brady Singer's always been a great pitcher. It's just they didn't have a good rest of their rotation or even a decent bullpen.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's what Sig Diggy from Norway said it best. Let's not forget how common now the Tommy John surgery has become. Not Lucas Giolito. That's not who I'm thinking of. Carlos Rodon, anyone? He had 2 of them. 2 Tommy John surgeries. One coming out of North Carolina State, and the other when he was with the White Sox before he tossed his no-hitter 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that surgery, that Tommy John's thing, it really does plague the pitchers. But even at that rate, the rotator cuff still is another problem that they have to get over. And if they keep massaging, keep those muscles warm, they should be able to go. I mean, the guys used to wear jackets in the summertime. The New York Mets used to wear jackets in the summer. Those pitchers always
the best pitchers wore jackets in the summertime over their pitching arm to keep their arm warm. Tommy Glavine, Greg Maddux, John Smoltz. All right, any of the Dave Stewart. And I know I'm dating myself with some of the names I'm throwing out there. I already said Doc Gooden, Bobby Ojeda, Sid Fernandez, David Cohn, Ron Darling. I mentioned Mark Burley. Jose Contreras. What do they all do? They always wore jackets. It could be 90 degrees outside. They always wore jackets over their arm to keep their arm warm because they knew they were going out and throwing another inning. And something else I've said on this program a lot, and Jason said it to me, are they throwing or are they pitching?
Yeah, that's true.
Am I wrong? Are they throwing or are they pitching?
I mean, amen to that.
Because
sometimes it looks like their arm looks like it just got like it went limp because their pitches are so wild. I've seen pitches go over the catcher, I haven't seen one hit the umpire's mask. Who was that? Mask caught him in that. I saw that just about maybe a month ago. I was like, son of a gun.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that pitching, real, honest pitching, has gone the way of the dinosaur. It has.
Yeah.
Now you have these openers. Dear God in heaven, I don't even know what that was. You have whatever happened to. It's a playoff game. All right, let's take it. It's a wild card game, and you want to start with an opener? Out of hell with that. If I'm pitching, if it's a game 5, and I know it's winner take all to get to the League Championship Series or, God forbid, the World Series, I'm throwing my best.
Yeah.
I'm throwing my best pitcher. I go back to 2005. At the start of the season, Mark Burley was our ace. Who became our ace down the stretch? It was Jose Contreras. And Contreras started every series, the division series, the LCS, and the World Series. Who was our game one pitcher? It was Jose Contreras.
Yep.
Managers don't rely on gut feeling anymore when it comes to pitching.
Well, look at Roger Clemens. Look at Mariano Rivera, best closer in the league in the 90s and up until the time he retired. I mean, you will never have a Rivera ever again.
Or a Dennis
You will never have another 40 number guy, number 42, for that matter.
Or a Dennis Eckersley, who was converted from a starter to a closer.
Yep.
Or a Bruce Sutter, one of the first best closers I ever watched in his years with the St. Louis Cardinals. I mentioned Eckersley, who got traded from the Cubs to Oakland, and La Russa made one quick move. I'm going to make you a closer.
Yep.
Best move ever. Best move ever. You know, a closer. I asked this question before, and I want to ask this for the folks in the chat and those of you listening. Who is a closer you never, ever, ever in life wanted to face with the game on the line? My first answer is Dan Quisenberry. I don't want to see Dan. There are two for me. Three. Dan Quisenberry, Dennis Eckersley, and Mariano Rivera. It's like you know what's coming, and you still can't do anything about it. Like I'm not messing with them. No. I'm not messing with those guys. You get a chance to face Mariano Rivera. Can I come out, please? I don't want to face Mariano Rivera in that cutter. Are you kidding me? Or Dennis Eckersley in that submarine motion and the ball could flutter all over the place like a wiffle ball? No. I don't want any parts of that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope.
You know, imagine if pitchers like Adam Simber, who have that like sidearm throwing style, were like insanely good. They would throw off pitchers out the wazoo.
You know what? I've seen it. I've seen it before. I've seen it before. We had a closer in Chicago by the name of Bobby Jenks, who threw nothing but 100-mile-an-hour fastballs to start the at-bat. And as soon as you get down 2 strikes, your head tells you, okay, I'm going to see this 12-6 curveball. I'm going to be ready for it. And yet you can't do anything. You're frozen.
Yep.
So
got him looking. Yeah.
You're not even look. I've seen Jenks pitch in person.
Yeah.
All right. During the first 2 games of the World Series in 2005, that curveball, even on a cold night, just bit you. And for a while, I thought Edwin Diaz, I believe that's his name, had that kind of same wipeout pitch. Then the World Baseball Classic happened.
Yeah. I think right after last year when he had injured and he was out for that whole year, now he's coming back. He's slipping. He even admitted it.
Mm-hmm.
He admitted it in an interview and he broke down and he started crying, which, I mean, you got to have total respect for the guy who admits that he's got a problem. Their closer right now, Edwin Diaz, shoot, man. Yeah.
So how do they fix the problem with Diaz?
I don't know. I mean, because beyond Diaz, and yet they give him every other day off. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's their regular closer.
Right.
You know, they've got other guys in there that are supposed to get the job done, and unfortunately, they're not getting the job done. They're not even going into the 9th inning with a lead. And if they do, they're blowing it.
Miami, anyone? Like I said.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 7. When I walked away from that game, it was 7-2. It was 7-2. And my infantile mind thinking, okay, they're actually going to hold on and win this game. So me and the wife, thank you, Droid. So me and the wife went out. Me and the wife went out. And she said, are you sure you don't need to see the rest of this? I'm like, baby, I think they're fine. Now she knows I'm a White Sox fan, but she also knows I'm a baseball fan.
Yeah.
And when she doesn't like baseball, she can't stand baseball. Her exact words to me. But when my wife looked at me and saw that score with the Mets and the Marlins and says to me, and I quote, "Are you sure you don't want to see the finish of this?" I should have known then that something goofy was going to happen. Come back home, and she saw the score before I did, grabbed my shoulders and said, "You don't want to see it. Go to bed. You don't want to see it." Son of a, if they didn't blow that lead.
I said the same thing too when I looked at it. I was like, we can't catch a break. I'm like, Jesus, it's the Miami Marlins who haven't even won 20 games yet.
And you lost
Philly's
to them.
pulling away right now. Philly's got everybody's number right now. I'm telling you, Philly's got the number right now. The Braves, you guys are just, I don't care what you say. The Phillies
Listen,
are the team this
the
year.
National League goes through Philadelphia.
Right.
All right.
Even the
Until I
Dodgers
see
are only one
until I
game.
see anything different, the National League goes through Philadelphia because it's not like they got off to a slow start. They came out of the gate on fire.
Yes, they did.
But I do argue the only team that could probably even match the Philadelphia Phillies is probably going to be the Rhys Hawkins and the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's very true. You're right about
That's
that.
it.
The
That's
Central Division is very, very silent right now. But even the Cubs are making a little bit of a dent. They're
Don't
only
you ever curse on my show with those 4 letters again.
What?
Don't say that.
What? The dent?
Cubs. The Cubs.
The Cubs. I mean, I'm just giving you facts.
I know that. I'm looking at the standings right now. I'm looking at everything that's going
I am
on.
shocked because here's a Cubs team that just you would have never. I mean, I would have thought the Pirates would have had it. Now the Pirates were great in the beginning and they slipped, and the Brewers just came back and just went, "Well, hello."
And you know why the Pirates are slipping? They only have one pitcher, and he barely pitched 6 innings and no hit ball, albeit against the Cubs, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Sig Diggy, Mrs. Snow's goof radar is always right. Man, look, Jody is not a sports nerd like I, but she can sense something I can't. And when she saw that Marlins Mets score of 7-2, I got out of this chair. We went out to her truck and I said, "Let's go for a drive." When she looked at me with a straight face and says, "Are you sure you don't want to see the end of this?" "Yeah, I'm sure." I come back. She spotted the score well before I did. And before I can even look at this monitor in front of me, she grabbed my shoulders and turned me toward the bedroom. Right, you don't want to see this. My wife, who does not like baseball at all, she turned my shoulders toward you don't want to see this. You don't want to see this. You don't want to see this. I saw it the next morning. I gave her a kiss on the lips and I said, "Baby, I'm glad you didn't show me this while it was happening." She was like, "I told you."
It's about a good 12 hours to sink in before
it sunk in.
Yeah.
And I had no reaction. Listen, it sunk in and I had no reaction to it because there was a part of me, and Jason, you being a Mets fan, know this to be true. There was a part of you. All I got, September 3rd, 2019, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Mets get 5 in the top of the 9th inning and led 10-4. I acted like Joe Beningo. And matter of fact, we were driving to North Carolina. I was Joe Beningo, and we went to sleep. The next thing I knew, I'm hearing Charlie Slows and Dave Jagler go berserk thanks to Kurt Suzuki.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine your face after that. After they blew that lead.
They lost probably 11-10, I bet. 10 or 2, give or take.
11-10.
Oh, yep.
7-run 9th.
There you go.
7-run 9th.
It just tells you that the impossible is possible.
Especially when it comes to the Mets. All right, we're up against the break, but this is our premiere edition of From the Stretch with Jason DeCanio. My brother, thanks for coming back. We'll do it again next week. We'll add the standings. We'll add individual awards and all that stuff. And we'll continue to improve this. Jason DeCanio joining us. Thanks, my friend. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Anytime. Thank you.
Well, one more thing to do, and that is the token female with Alison Moran. She'll join us from Chicago next.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Down the stretch we come, and here's Alison. Alison Moran is with us to talk a little token female. How are you, my dear? Great to have you.
I'm doing fantastic today, Brian. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. Great to have you with us. Y'all know she was with me for a Saturday special. And I gotta start with this. Some of the fans, and you warned me about this with the WNBA, are ruthless. Because Aaliyah Boston missed a layup last night in the Fever game against Connecticut, and they were so ruthless against her and she deleted her social media account. And I can't say I blame her.
You know, God, give the girl a break, okay? Give her a break. Give the Indiana Fever a break. You got to remember, this is a team, first of all, that went 13-27 last year.
Exactly.
This is not a team that is, NBA championship ready. She took on a hell of a lot when she came to the Indiana Fever. She knew it was going to be a struggle, and I give Caitlin Clark the biggest credit in the world for keeping her cool. And, Christy Sides as well, her coach, because they've been calling for her resignation, fire the coach, get somebody qualified in there, blah, 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 blah. This is ridiculous. You just can't. This is 4 games. Yes, they're 0-4, but let me tell you, Caitlin Clark has had an actually very good season for any other rookie. She scored 50+ points in those 4 games. If you think that it's easy to score 50+ points in the WNBA, working against the New York Liberty, who had a very good season last year, if you'll remember, and the Connecticut Sun, who has been a great team for a while now. You cannot expect this poor this poor little girl, 22 years old, to take on that team and put it on her back like Atlas and bring them all through. There's just no way. Even Michael Jordan had to suffer through the 1984 rookie season, being offense, defense, and, rebounder, everything for that team. There's no chance that she's going to be able to do all of that, So I say,
if you look at it, like you would you say the same thing to Victor Wembanyama if he missed that type of thing? I think you got to look at it from both perspectives. You got to be like, well, if let's say Sabrina missed a 3, would you say the same thing to her?
Would I? Sure, I would.
Yeah,
I would. I
would
have
too.
no. Yeah. Who is that, by the way?
Sabrina
Ionescu.
No. I'm not talking about Sabrina. I'm talking about that disembodied boy.
That's my friend Shane Creighton. We call him Droid, and he's joining us via audio this morning.
I see. Hi, Droid.
Hello. How are you?
You're right. But
it
you're
is
right.
nice to make your acquaintance.
You want to call it fair down the middle, and I had someone tell me to lay off the Caitlin Clark hype. No, I will not. I will be fair. I will be fair because you just brought up the perfect example. What did Michael Jordan have to go through in 1984 when he came to the Bulls? Yes, he was Rookie of the Year. Yes, the Bulls made the playoffs, but there was a team named the Milwaukee Bucks that was, I don't know, the second best defensive team in the NBA at the time. We're talking 84, 85. They had to suffer through loss to the Bucks. They had to suffer through 2 consecutive seasons of being swept by the Boston Celtics. Okay. They finally busted through against Cleveland in 88, beat them again in 89. But then there was someone by the name of Isaiah Thomas and Chuck Daly and the Detroit Pistons that kept getting in the way. What the Fever were doing and what they need to do is build around Caitlin Clark. That takes something we like to call time. You got a great piece in Aaliyah Boston. All right? Let them be.
Yeah. Let her be. Be nice. Just to go by comparison, you were talking about the Michael Jordan having to come up against the Bucks in 84. Let me tell you, in that game, he scored 21 points, and in the first game, the second game, which was consecutive, 37 points, 16 points in their season opener at Washington.
Yep.
And then Brian, you've been around for a while. The team that they played after that was the Kansas City Kings.
Kansas City Kings, yes.
Yeah, 25 points. I mean, let's say this, Caitlin was somewhat comparative in her scoring. 17 against Connecticut for the first game, 22 points against the Liberty, 9 in the third game against the Liberty, that was the blowout, and 20 against Connecticut last night. Come on. Like, I'll echo, leave the girl be. And
there were some mean comments on social media. I know you've seen them.
Oh yeah.
This one got on my nerve and it stuck in my mind. And I repeated this to Jody, and Jody got just as mad as I did when it was said that, well, 2 things. One, the guy says, I'm calling it right now, Caitlin Clark is trash. And 2, she's only there for marketing. I had to respond. I wasn't going to, but then Jody said, sick 'em. I know how you feel, and you're going to echo my feelings. I just simply asked, do you even watch women's basketball? And then he tried to counter with me and said, do you? I said, I've forgotten more women's basketball than you've been alive. You want to try that again?
Yeah, preach, brother.
Because I've watched women's basketball since their first Final Four in 1982, which got me hooked anyway.
Yeah.
Which got me hooked anyway. I was around when the WNBA was in its inception in 1997. I covered the Sky, and you were with me for 4 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm
having a break.
Yeah. Well, and I was jeered constantly for even bringing it up in previous sports radio shows that I've done, and it's like, come on, people, this is and it's only now that we're in this moment that that people are actually paying attention, arguing, betting, all that stuff on the WNBA. It is my dream that I've had since I was in high school, that stuff like this would happen at all. I'm grateful for every comment and everything that that people had, because why? People care. That's what people are actually caring enough to pay attention and make a comment. So I couldn't be more grateful for this moment in the WNBA, and I will continue to. Now, unless people like Harrison Butker are allowed to say the things that they do.
I caught wind of that. I caught wind of that, and I was sick. I was absolutely sick.
Yeah. Now, I understand. I don't defend his. I do defend his right to say it.
Right.
I do not. But this gross generalization, talking about the diabolical lies that women have been told, the most excited about. You will be most excited about marriage and the children you will bring into this world. Now, this comes from a fellow whose own mother was a career physicist. I mean,
and he said that. Holy cow.
Yeah. And this was to a conservative Catholic audience. He apparently found religion at some point in his life. I don't know if his parents brought him into it. What? I don't know. That said, I will defend his right to say it. I will say that it was to his audience, but I mean, I was in the Catholic Church for a long time, and I know that there was plenty of discussion about the role of women in the church, the role of women outside the home. Lots of single women who were very fulfilled with their careers. Lots of married women who also were very fulfilled with their careers. They're doing things that, I mean, I didn't become a mom until my adoption of Lev, several decades, and I could never have kids. So the thing was that I could not have brought anything to Lev that would have been meaningful or necessary. I will say Lev is the greatest joy in my life, but I have had very equal joy in my career and the pride that I have in doing the things that I do very well, and so for this guy to make this gross generalization that, taking pride in just the children and the marriage and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I was proud to have 2 marriages, and, that's fine. I had a lovely time. But, I was also lucky to be able to have partners who supported me in my work, partners who, had dinner on their own while I was, or came with me to all of the events that I covered. You know, I was lucky in that regard. That's what you feel lucky about, is to have the people around you to understand that they're good, that they are the right type of people for you. So I do not understand why they did that.
You know, you mentioned, you know, women being happy with their work, but also being supportive of their partner. Something I know about very well, especially since I met Jody. And Jody looked me in the eye and said, I want you to chase your dream and I'm going to help you. Now, that alone gave me not just the knowledge, but the heart, but also the nerve to pursue what I wanted to pursue. When I met you, same thing, same way. And you didn't even bother to ask if I minded if you covered a lot of sports. Are you kidding? I love when women cover sports. Are you kidding me? That's why we worked together for 4 years, coming to Chicago Sky back home, man.
Right, man. That's right. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's too ridiculous. I have fun working with whomever I worked with. But when I worked with Alison and we covered the Sky, and I would arrive, even if I'm running late, she would just come up to me. Okay, where are you sitting? I'm sitting over here in the corner. Look, brother and sister stuck to each other like glue. Okay, especially when ESPN was in the house, when Doris Burke was in the house, and
absolutely,
it's a blast doing this.
Yeah,
this is what a lot of people don't understand. This is a blast doing this. I mean, I had someone actually ask me recently, have I worked with a woman when I did football? First year we were together, wife was helping me do football when I was in Michigan City. I look at her like, she helped me do my checklist. Really?
How about it? How about it?
I mean, like, for me to fill in on here, like, women's sports has really evolved over time. And then we also got the induction after that previous women's hockey league fell. We got the PWHL, which, to be honest, has been the most entertaining women's hockey I have seen in a long time.
Yeah.
The fact that they are allowing hitting and the fact that these women are not holding back on the hits makes it 10 times more entertaining.
It's pure women's hockey. Now, I've covered women's hockey. I did it for 3 years when I worked at Johnny's Ice House, and these girls don't play. And I love it. I'm planning next year to do some virtual calls of the PWHL on my YouTube channel, and I got people.
And the funny thing is, Brian, there is a team coming to Chicago.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Oh boy, I can't wait. I can't
wait either. I can't wait either.
Play in the United Center, same place as the Chicago Blackhawks. And I guarantee you, those seats will be more filled than you think.
21,000 cheering on a women's hockey game in Chicago.
I can't wait. I can't wait,
folks.
I don't think anybody can wait, Alison.
There will be 21,000. Listen, however many home games they played, you ain't gonna have a ticket for it because they'll be gone when they release them.
And here's one other thing. Wouldn't that I'm sorry to interrupt you, Brian, but now Kendall Coyne Schofield, you know, the Chicago product out of Orland Park. I've interviewed her many times, and I believe she plays for Minnesota right now. It would be so much fun if Chicago could get her. She is the best representative for hockey one could ever have. And
the daylight side of it, man. For Chicago, sell the daylight side of it.
Yeah. It's God. Well, I love that. Any word, Droid, on when the PWHL is landing in Chicago?
Yeah,
there has not been much word on it, but it has been rumored that Chicago will be gaining a team next season for the PWHL, and I think a couple other cities will be also getting new teams, because as this league is new, they're going to keep expanding. And with how much positive feedback they've did, because they pulled a move that the AFL waited so long to do, which is stream the games on YouTube.
Yep.
They have gained so much revenue, so many donations towards the league. Chicago will be getting a team probably next season or the season after. And I think another team that's coming will be another New York team, if they don't already have one in New York. And then there's also a team going west in Los Angeles.
Yep.
That is going to be awesome. And I do know that the PWHL is partly supported by the NHL, and I think it's
fully endorsed by the NHL, and they have officially announced that the PWHL will have their own 3-on-3 All-Star game at the next few All-Star games.
Awesome.
You know what I'm loving about this? When I made the decision, and it was endorsed by my wife, to cover more women's sports for my company and my organization, it's like I said that aloud and her eyes lit up. Then I saw the PWHL, and I couldn't get locked in time to do an alternative play-by-play schedule. That changes beginning this summer, because I'm going to be diving in and learning as much as I can. I got some help on the outside with that, but
please,
you've
got me. You've got me, Brian. You've got me. I've covered hockey since 1989, so I can help you there.
By the way, the PWHL finals are still going on. Actually, game 2, I think, is tonight on YouTube, on PWHL YouTube. Minnesota versus Boston for that PWHL Cup final.
And then 3 days later, they go to Excel for the next 2 games, Friday and Sunday. And should there be a 5th and final game, it'll be next Wednesday, the 29th. I think Friday I'm going to be a little bit tied up, because I want to try to call game 3 of the PWHL finals. I want to do it. Change that. I'm going to do it. I'm putting it on this. Y'all see this? This is my pen, and I'm writing this down right now. On the 24th, I'm doing game 3 of the PWHL finals on my YouTube channel. I'm going to learn about this. I'm going to dive in, and we're going to go. And Allison, I'm bringing you with me. I'm there. I am there. Right. Believe me. I'm happy to be able to do it, because I'm all in. We're all in also. Alison Moran, the token female, joining me here. This is the premiere episode, and you can hear every week, this day, this time, here on Snowman in the Morning. Thank you, my dear. I love you very much. Thanks for coming by. You have a good day. Bye, Droid. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too.
This is going to be fun.
Actually, when I saw her on the special on Saturday, I'm like, I need to talk PWHL with her.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Game 2 is tonight of the PWHL finals. It's in Boston. Then they'll switch to Minnesota for games 3 and 4, Friday and Sunday, 7 p.m. face-off time on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time face-off on Sunday. And should there be a 5th and final game, it'll be next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Man, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I appreciate it.
No problem. You were just a bit late sending the link, so.
Yeah, I was a lot later. You kidding me? And I only had one of these full of hazelnut coffee. I only had one.
I had 0 coffee, so you're lucky.
You didn't have any coffee?
No, because I woke up at 8 and just kind of sat and waited for the link, and then didn't get it until you finally sent it. I was like, all right, either Shaner's going to send it or Brian's going to send it. Waited. Nothing showed up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hop on the Xbox, play some games. And then you sent the link.
I was running terribly behind this morning. Terribly behind. Don't forget, folks, pick up the podcast wherever you consume your podcast, in particular YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can pick it up there. Don't forget, tomorrow, Angels and Astros, our broadcast time begins at 1:30 with the first pitch at 2 p.m. For Droid, for Shane Lake, and everybody involved with the show, thank you to Jason DeCanio for joining. Thank you to Alison Moran joining as well. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, well, they're just simply not big enough. Just ask the ladies in the PWHL. We're out of here. See you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. I ain't playing Tam today. We're out of